Hello, Scorpio. It's Liz, the light siren. As you can see, I'm doing things a little differently this time around. I'm showing my face. So if you like that, let me know. If you'd rather just see the cards, that's cool too. Just let me know in the comments below. Also, I'm not really going to be putting any time restrictions on my readings anymore. My guides asked me to stop doing that, basically so that they can communicate with more people across space-time. So that's new as well. And yeah, I hope you guys are well. I was drawing in your energy, and I'm feeling a little bit of like the whole world can F off vibe, which is pretty on brand with Scorpio, but that's what I'm feeling coming through. We also have a really powerful Scorpio full moon. It's Thursday, Friday. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to do a video about that probably tomorrow. But yeah, let's get into it. Om Namah Shivaya Ganesha Datura Woodbet Near and Source, Ancestors, Angels, and Ascended Masters, please be with me to advise and guide the collective sign of Scorpio at this time, please and thank you. Whenever you receive this message, I trust that it is meant for you. Also, definitely look at your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs to get the whole picture. Alright, I'm going to start with the usual, getting one major arcana for your overall energy, and then let's get 3 cards for love, 3 cards for career. The Hierophant, Taurus energy. This is your opposite sign, and we're in Taurus. If you're watching this at the time I'm recording, it's Taurus season right now, and we have the Scorpio full moon this week. So this week we have both of these energies coming through, but for you, Scorpio, this is the energy of you coming up with more of a solid spiritual routine, being a little more structured in your spirituality. It doesn't mean that you have to follow religion or be dogmatic. It just means that you're becoming more grounded in your spirituality and more grounded in general. You may be calling in the Taurus aspect of your axis. And this energy is more grounded and more realistic. Not that Scorpios aren't realistic, but it's more based off of routine and structure, whereas Scorpio is more based on intuition and emotion. But by calling in this Taurus energy of the Hierophant, right now you are becoming more balanced and being both grounded and connected to your intuition. So with the Hierophant, this is very spiritual energy, and this is calling on both your crown and your root opening. So creating a very open channel throughout your whole energetic body in order to receive from Source and connect with your higher self and your guides. And that type of energy may be what I'm feeling, like the world can F off vibe. It's more so a vibe of, it's not hostile, it's just like, I need to go within. I really need to go within and just be within myself and open my channels and be connected to everything and to Source in a energetic way from within rather than going outward and, you know, communicating or socializing. That's totally valid. Alright, can I get 3 cards for love, please and thank you? Whew. Can I get 3 for career, please? And of course, when I say career, I mean soul purpose, path, the juicier stuff. 2 more, please. start with love. Start with the Queen of Wands. You may be connected to an Aries or a Leo. If not, you may have this in your chart. If not, it doesn't matter. This energy is coming through for you as someone who you're dealing with in a relationship, and it could be yourself or the other person, who is very fertile, and what I mean by that is very creative. They always have ideas. They're always doing something. They're always moving. They're always making sure that everyone else is okay and fed. They're very passionate, very creative. Five of Pentacles in reverse. And Six of Wands. So what I'm getting is, there's a little story here. Whatever relationship or partner this represents, or it's just an aspect of yourself, you have finally recognized some deeper-seated trauma, and you've been able to heal it in a way that allows you to pour it into your creative outlets. The Six of Wands energy is also Aries, Leo, more so Leo energy, but also Aries. And it's almost like whatever trauma you've realized through this relationship or through this person, which again could be an aspect of yourself, created a realization in yourself and allowed you to recognize something that was really hidden, something you have been denying. And you finally recognized it, and it's allowing you to balance emotionally. And I'm feeling like that's why this energy is coming through. Because you've recently uncovered a lot of painful stuff, and you've been able to process it in a very healthy way by being creative and using it as an outlet for passion, which is kind of what's forcing you to go within. You're having to detach more so from the outside world and just become more solid and grounded within yourself, because you have so much of this passion and raw energy coming through from this pain you just processed. That is all very on brand for you, Scorpio. I mean, that's what you do best. You transmute pain into passion. Because Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which is also Aries, right? But instead, for Aries, it's more God of War. It's about, fighting for your identity, so to speak. But for Scorpio, it's more like God of destruction. What is destruction? It's really just transformation. Because nothing can be, energy can't be created or destroyed, right? It just constantly changes. Everything that is exists throughout all space-time, and it's just constantly changing and shifting. And that's what you're doing right now. You just went through a painful process with a person or with yourself. It may have been a breakup, a traumatic experience. Maybe you were on a date, something horrible happened, and it triggered you and allowed you to recognize a part of yourself that you forgot about. And it's that part of yourself that is very creative and can transmutate pain, transform pain into raw creative energy. That's pretty cool. All right, for career, Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to get the other cards first before ooh. Okay, Scorpio. This is why I wanted all the cards at once, because I was like, there's something with this Ten of Pentacles. It's not what, yeah. End of a cycle. Birth of a new cycle, leading you to abundance and fulfillment. That's what this is. You may have just ended a big phase of your life, Scorpio. You just had a very abrupt, I don't want to say abrupt. It was like what comes with the Ten of Swords. Sword after sword gets put in your back over time. And then once the last sword is put in, At the 10, it is done. It is completed. Right? But you could have been at 9 swords for a while, and then that 10th sword was just like pretty abrupt. And I think this has a lot to do with also the karmic cycle of the world, because we just entered a new karmic cycle with that Virgo full moon we had at, more the beginning of this year. Depending on when you're watching this video. At the time I'm reading right now, we are still pretty much in lockdown due to coronavirus. And perhaps that halted everything. That was like the last sword in your back, and it just like totally shook your world. For some of you, this is also the thing that triggered this. Like, what I'm getting from this card is that literally it felt like everything stopped for you. Everything you had going. Whether it was people you were dating and you had to stop seeing them because of the lockdown. Or, whenever you're watching this, just whatever happened to abruptly disrupt your entire life. I'm feeling like it just halted everything. Your social life, your work life, your path. But that's because that cycle needed to end. It's almost like, I'm getting truth bumps. Yep. It's almost like you needed to end that cycle to get rid of some sort of identity. Probably an identity based on pain. Recognizing that you need to use the pain as a source of fuel, not as an identity. You needed to let go of that phase of your life, and honestly, it wasn't just going to happen. You needed to be shook. You needed to be shook, shaken up a little bit in order for this final sword to come through for you, to close out this cycle, because what do we have? We have 2020, right? 2021. Come next year, it's going to be a completely different story. Because what we have with the world here, this is Saturn. And Saturn and Pluto, which rules Scorpio, has been disrupting everything from the beginning of 2020. Pluto and Saturn have been coming together to destroy structures and systems, to rebuild them, reimagine them, reconfigure them in a different way. And this is going to allow you to step into your abundance because your identity is shifting. Your relationships are shifting. Your purpose, your path is going to become more clear. And a lot of that, like I said, is due to something interrupting you and you being forced to go within and get in touch with this part of yourself that's more grounded. And grounded in the way that it allows you to be an open channel. Because dude is pointing up, right? He's got a staff on the ground, but he's pointing up. His root is open, is grounded. And his upper chakras are open as a channel for source, spiritual growth, and all of that. So if you felt recently like everything ended for you, do not worry. This is something fated. This is like a destiny type thing. And it's to bring in your abundance and fulfillment. It's not to destroy you completely, right? It can't be destroyed. You can only transform and change. Yeah, it's almost like you're being forced to be alone with your selves and revisit your past selves, your future selves, all of yourselves, your higher self. And in recognizing those parts of yourself, you are closing out a cycle and entering a new one in which you will be more aligned in order to draw in the abundance you deserve. Can I get some clarification, please, for my Scorpios? Yeah, you were looking at everything from a place of grief and remorse and like, oh my God, you know, obviously the cup's half empty. It might as well just be empty. It might as well be completely empty. But you have 2 more cups. And I think that you were denying those 2 cups, but because everything abruptly stopped, you were forced to go within, and that will force you to see these 2 cups. You're having a perspective shift, and it's going to allow these cups, honestly, to just fall right into your lap. It's okay to grieve your old selves but you need to recognize that they're still with you. Those are still parts of you, right? Yeah, everyone you've ever been or will be is who you are now. It's just about having the balance to understand that you can shape your reality with your beliefs and also let go of your thoughts. But you need to feel what you need to feel. So you need to allow yourself to grieve your old cycle, you know, and whatever. But just don't stay there, because then you'll miss out on receiving those other 2 cups, you know what I mean? You can't stay in this place forever, or you have to turn around at some point. But I believe that's what's happening right now. And if it's not happening now, it will happen because you're taking the time to go within and open your channel to receive those cups. So the Moon and the 10 of Cups. With this, I'm getting the message that around Cancer season and with this full moon, if you're watching this at the time I'm recording, this full moon, Scorpio full moon on Thursday, and Cancer season, these 2 moments are going to bring forward a lot of revelations dealing with your next cycle. And you're going to get a glimpse into this 10 of Cups and this 10 of Pentacles energy. You're going to get a glimpse into how 2020 took you out of an old cycle and you are being pushed into this. And you're going to get glimpses of how that's going to happen. But you have to let go of your fears too, right? Because if you fear and overthink it and over worry and just sit in those more lower vibrational emotions, like I said with this, if you sit there forever and let fear and grief take a hold of you for too long, like if you overindulge in that, which I know, like Scorpio, you have the capability to do that. If you overindulge in those feelings, you're going to be resisting this new cycle. And this new cycle is to give you this. Everything you want. So it's wise not to resist it, but to stay open to receive. Yeah. Scorpio, I'm getting the message that for some of you, you are fearing this. Okay. I'm getting truth bumps. You are fearing having the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. You're actually afraid of fulfillment and happiness. Because it's almost like in the past, that part of your identity that was based on pain, it was comfortable, right? It was what was comfortable. And now that you're moving out of that, your subconscious brain is like kind of freaking out a little bit. Like, oh my God, if I get this, I can lose it. So you're being a little fearful, and you want it feels like you want to stay in a place of grief a little bit, a place of loss, because that's more comfortable than getting everything and risking losing everything. Yeah, don't be afraid of this. Don't be afraid of this. You deserve it, and it's meant for you. So it's going to happen no matter what, as long as you don't resist it. For some of you, you thought that you had everything before and you lost it, and that's why you are afraid to have it, to think you have it again, to believe you have it again. You're afraid to admit that you want this, because once you admit you want it and you move towards it, like I said, you risk losing it. And if you've lost before, you know what it feels like. But like I said, this is based on destiny. Between this year and next year, you're going to see this. You're going to get glimpses of this, and it's going to come to fruition for you. As long as you release fear and loathing. Yeah. All right, that's what I have for you guys. I hope this helped some of you. Feel free to reach out for a personal reading at thelightsirens333@gmail.com. Also, feel free to like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at thelightsirens. I will see you next time. Take care.